Hello, my name is Michelle, and I'm in the Introduction to Educational Foundations class, and I'm going to share with you my PLN. Um, I work with the preschool graduates and have for the last 5 years. Next week, actually, next Tuesday, we're getting ready to do our send off for the graduates, and they get to dress up how they want to be when they grow up. And they're going to decorate their cars, and then we have them go through a line. They have a police escort and everything. It's a lot of fun. They get to hang out the window, and once they get under the awning, we have a box that we fill with them and take a picture with them, and then they drive off. Afterwards, we do snacks and stuff, and they really have a lot of fun with that. It's a little different than a traditional graduation. We started that when COVID hit, and we couldn't do a regular graduation, and we've just kind of stuck with that since because the kids really enjoyed it. So I'm gonna get on here and share my PLN with you. Let's see. I currently work at Harvest Time. And let's move this up here. My teaching philosophy is I believe that every child is special and every child needs a secure and caring place to grow emotionally, intellectually, physically, and socially. I believe it is my role to provide a safe environment for my children to learn. I believe children learn through play. Whatever it is that they are playing with, they learn something new from it. Examples would be like painting. They are using their creativity and learning their colors in the process. When playing with blocks, they are learning to build, count, and learn shapes. When the children work on a puzzle, it helps them use their fine motor skills that every child needs. Thus, kids learn to share while playing and take turns. Helping kids learn respect for themselves and learning how to take care of situations the right way are important. My role is to encourage kids to express themselves and show them how to do the right thing, to make sure they learn the basics and are being respected. I want them to know they can talk to me and know they're always going to be respected and treated fair. I must be very open minded when working with kids. I have learned a lot just from raising my own kids, and it helps me every day in teaching the children in my class. I love working with little kids and helping them learn new things. I like knowing that all the work I put in brings new interest in the kids, and when they are showing me all the things that they learn from the work I put in, it feels amazing. I'm going to go over here my work history. I started in early education back in around 2011, where I started working for Tiny Treasures that was inside Sparks Hospital. They did close down. I heard they opened back up, but I have not been over there, so I'm not sure about that. From there, I spent 7 years working at Boast with the 2 and 3 year olds, mostly, and then I started working with the babies. Let's see, I left Boast and worked for a couple of years with my dad away from childhood education. And in late 2021, I went back to working in early childhood educations at Little Blessings in Greenwood. From there, I joined the team here at Harvest Time, where I'm currently at, back in late 2024. I love the place that I work for, and I love the administration and fellow teachers. I love that it's faith-based, and everyone here is just so good to each other. It's hard to find a place with great coworkers and amazing administration also. I've worked in a few places that you didn't really have that. And so when I came here, they're all super nice, super supportive, always willing to help you and pray over you. And it's just been a blessing that I was put in that facility, and I really enjoy working there. My pre-professional profile. This is me and our kids. We just got married this past March, March 14th. I have an older son, daughter, and then the little boy, and my husband has the other daughter and well, two daughters, the older and the younger one. Let's see. My name is Michelle Bobrink. I live in Fort Smith with my husband and our 5 kids. We got married in March of this year, as I said. We have 5 pet chickens. Um, Sometimes the chickens come to work with me. Um, the kids really enjoy that, especially when we start learning about life cycles, which we just did a couple weeks ago, and learning about things that grow. We had those back to back, and I brought one of my chickens to visit. They were all very excited. We actually let it free roam for a little while in the classroom, and while we took the kids to the bathroom, we came back, and my chicken was on the desk, and she had laid an egg for them. So it was a very memorable moment for them. So they really enjoy that. I bring them every year. This year I just brought one. I usually bring a couple. But in my free time, I love to go camp. I love going to concerts and going on adventures with my husband. We love watching our kids do their sports and spending time making memories with them. We have we will have so much fun in class, and I can't wait to make so many memories with you guys. Post professional profile. Let's see, that's my staff picture from last year. On my achievements, I earned my CDL back around 2014. When I worked at Boast, I used to drive the bus there to pick up kids. We picked up kids in the morning and took them home in the afternoon. So I had the morning and afternoon bus route. And I worked with the 2 and 3-year-olds at that time. During that same time, I was taking classes to get my CDA, which I did get. That was one thing that I was grateful for Boast. They paid for my CDL training and my CDA training. So I was able to get all of that paid by them. It was a good opportunity for me. I took a break from college. I was in and out of college since I graduated high school in like 2005. And I always just felt like I didn't achieve anything. Nobody in my family graduated from college, and I wanted to be the first to just achieve something. So I was in and out of school. I got a lot of loans, and it took me forever to repay. So I thought I was done with school. I didn't want to go back and do all that. And then I learned, when I worked at Little Blessings, I learned about the TEACH program. And at that time, I didn't know if I wanted to fully get my degree in teaching. So my boss at the time told me at least go and get my associates. I can use that for anything. And as I kept going, I finally got my associates in December of this last year. It's a very proud moment for me because I've been in and out. I've had kids. I was married and divorced. I have all my kids' sports. I work. I had a lot going on that could have prevented me from finishing. But then I met my husband now, and he's been very supportive. He pushes me, always makes sure that I do my homework. Very determined for me to finish. And so originally I was going to do my associates and stop just because I wanted to say that I achieved something. And he is pushing me to go further. So that's why I'm back this semester, because I'm going for my bachelor's now. But I did get my certificate of proficiency in early childhood in 2024. And then like I said, I got my associates this past December. So I've been going every semester, spring, summer, fall, for the last few years. And I decided this year that I was going to take the summer off. So I'm finishing this semester, and then I'll be back in the fall. Let's see. Assessments. On Our pre-assessment, we like to do the ages and stages. There's a little sample of our 60-month, which would be our 5-year-olds. Let's see. We use this to see where our kids are developmentally when they come in. Um, this will tell us if there's anything that we need to do extra help with the kids to get them where they need to be, and what we need to work on throughout the year. If there's any therapies that they may need, this will help us kind of get an idea. There's a lot of benefits to the ages and stages. It highlights family strengths and protective factors, identifies risk factors that might affect a parent's ability to support a healthy child development, helps you determine what types of resources and referrals a family might need, provides an easy way to monitor outcomes for children and families, meets recommendations for social determinants of health screening by the American Academy of Pediatrics. Next, we have, sorry. Oh my goodness. The formative assessment. We just do a preschool portfolio. So throughout the year, we take samples, not everything, just samples here and there throughout the year of the work they've done, photos of them playing in a center, any observations that we've done, assessments that we've done throughout the year. We do assessments on what they learn throughout the year too. So we add all of that into their portfolio. We actually start that before the graduate class, and it kind of follows them through to show their growth through the years. Teachers add to the portfolio throughout the year to see how the child started and how much they improved through the year. This would be writing practice, coloring, drawings, photos, any of that throughout the year. And then we have the summative assessment. This is just a sample of like an idea of something we might do. This testing is done to see what the child has learned from the entire year and what is needed for the next stage. We make sure all learning goals have been met, and this is to show if the school's program is working or not. So we would do one of these in the beginning of the year, and then we do kind of some small observations periodically, and we just mark off as they go. And so at the end of the year, we revisit, see what all they know and how much more they've improved at the end of the year. Let's see. Then we have the assistive technology. Let's see. Assistive technology are resources, like items that are used to help students with disabilities. They are also able to do curriculum like everyone else. Sorry. These needs range from low to high depending on the need per student. Some examples could be pencil grips, visual schedules, speech-to-text software, text-to-speech tools, adaptive keyboards and switches, and more. This year we had a few kids that had some fine motor needs, and we've got some of them some pencil grips and done a lot of fine motor things to help with that. We did have, for a short period, a child that did need visual aids, and that helped because he wasn't very verbal, but he could see the schedule and what we needed to do throughout the day. So that worked very well with him. And then, let's see, the text-to-speech apps. There is Voice Dream Reader app. It's a text to speech app that teachers can use to read documents or books out loud. You can also scan documents into the app and it will read them out loud. So this is very helpful if you don't have to sit and read all of the work and documents or books. You can scan them on the app and it'll read it out loud. Let's see. Let's go back here. The TTS reader is well liked because it's simple and very easy to use. You can copy text and upload in the app, or you can upload files and it will read. It'll be ready for playback immediately. This app will also remember where you left off. So if you stop and have to come back, it'll quickly start you back up from where you left off. Let's see. The last one, Announceify. It reads websites out loud, which can be helpful for teachers wanting to show content on a certain lesson. This app will turn the content into speech, making it very helpful for teachers and for more engaging for students. Let's see. Then we got speech to text apps. We have Speechify. This Speechify offers Natural Reader for accessibility. This app is great for kids who have learning disabilities like dyslexia or visual impairments. The app takes English written text and turns it into natural sounding voices. This helps children that have a hard time or that have different learning profiles. They can access and comprehend their work. It can help big time with children who need help with access to books and materials, and it can be used to create audiobooks too. Let's see. Then we have Google Docs voice typing. Google Docs voice typing is a great tool for teachers to use. You can type and edit by speaking in the Google Docs or the Google Slides by the speaker notes. This is a great resource that can help teachers take notes or make lesson plans. It's free with your Google account and translates in real time. It works nicely with Google Workplace tools, making things easy to work with in the classroom. Less writing and typing. You could just speak and put the notes in there. Very helpful. Helpful with time management. Let's see. I think we've done that. Oops. Then we have lesson planning. This is just a recent lesson plan that we've done. Move me over here. So my classroom is K4C. We have a project approach. We did prayer boards. We've actually been working on those for a couple weeks now. We're almost finished with them. Those are really cute. We got little like science project boards, and the kids got to decorate them. They got to pick out their design. They got to glue all that on, put stickers on and decorate it how they wanted. There's a slot for school, home, friends, family, and then there's an answered prayer section. They get to decide whatever they want to pray on, any or all of those categories. They write down their prayer request and they put it in it has little envelopes for each slot, and they get to pray on that. They can take it out, take their board out from wherever they store it, pray as much as they want, and then they keep praying until that prayer is answered. And when that prayer is answered, they get to move it down to the answered envelope, and then they can choose another prayer from there. Our kiddos are very excited about those. I also made one for myself. I thought it was a really cute and fun idea. But we are faith-based, so we have Bible stories that we read every day of the week. It's great seeing the kids really get engaged with those stories and answer the questions. They learn a lot just from reading those. and they really enjoy learning about those. We do work on our blends, short and long vowels, um, our numbers. We have language development. Their skills development could be cutting, reading skills, fine motor skills, um, any of that kind of stuff. We do songs and finger plays, and then we have arts and crafts. So that week was Earth Week. We did a lot of earth crafts. They are all student made. We don't do any of their stuff. Toward the end of the year, we do show and tell. So we started that a few weeks ago. We do that every Friday. The kids really enjoy that. They get to bring in a fun toy and tell all their classmates about it, and they really enjoy that. So that's just a short. I'm gonna move me back over here. A short look at a lesson plan that I've done. Classroom management. What we do in pre-K. This year we learn a lot of things, but this year we learned about our emotions and how to manage them. We learned different breathing techniques to help us calm down, and we can react to different situations. We will learn to share with others and how to build friendships. We will learn how to be kind and share, how to count in our math centers and playing centers. We will learn social emotional skills in our dramatic play and how to be a class family. We will do some fun science projects and see some pretty interesting things, and I can't wait to learn with you all. We've done so many things. We've done the oozing pumpkin science project, the life cycle of a pumpkin. We learned about sinking and floating, the insides of apples, life cycles of a raw chicken. We just do so many things for the kids to learn, along with their learning their emotions and how to play well with others. We have a lot of emotions to regulate this year. We've come a long way with some of the kids that we have, and they are doing really well. So we were excited about that. Classroom expectations. We don't have a lot of rules, but our most important ones are turn your listening ears on, have nice hands, follow directions, and listen to your teacher. And let's see, be kind. That's not on there. But be kind is one of our most important rule that we have. This is a little peek at what our schedule looks like. We get there at 7. Kids have to be there for the graduate class. They have to be there by 8 o'clock. So we open at 7. They can come in and do centers, table toys, any fine motor stuff until our actual day starts. Around 7:50, we'll clean up and grab our snacks. We have morning snack. Around 8 to 8:15, we do our pledges. We do the Pledge of Allegiance, the Christian flag, and the Bible, along as our school pledge. When I first started, that felt like a whole lot for little kids to learn, because we also do Bible verses too. We have a new Bible verse each week that we try to get them to learn. They don't have to learn it, but they get a card and they take home at the end of the week, and they learn all of those pledges and a lot of scriptures too, and it's really amazing to me at such a young age. Even our 3-year-olds have learned a lot of that stuff too. We do our lunch count for the day and our Bible stories. Then around 8:15 to 8:30, we clean up, we go to the bathroom, we come back and basically do our circle time. We do our numbers, our calendar, any songs. 8:45 to 9:30 is when we do learning our short. We start out at the beginning of the year short vowels. We work in, by the time we get done with that, like middle to end of the year, we work in our long sounds and blends. Um, we do Haggerty, which is a lot of rhyming, repetitive stuff like that. We do that. 9:30, 9:45, we go to the bathroom, and then 9:45 to 10:15, we have recess. After recess, we come in, we go to the bathroom, wash our hands, and get ready for lunch. After lunch, we make our beds, and then we do table toys until around 11:45, and then we go to the bathroom again, and then we get about 15 minutes of showtime, and it's usually either based on the theme for that week. Mostly, it's educational, letters, numbers, blends, things like that. Maybe once or twice a week, we would do a show about the theme that we're on or a Bible story that we are learning about that week. Then we have nap for 2 hours. And then at 2:15 to 2:30, we get up, we put our beds away, and we go to the bathroom, and then we get our snacks. After snack, we clean up and have books. And then around 3 o'clock, that's when a lot of the students prepare to go home. We are open to 5:30 for aftercare if needed. Procedures. In class, I would give each student a classroom job that they would be responsible for that day. I create a visual chart for this, and I will discuss this with the students in the beginning of the year about each having a job to do for the day to keep the classroom running smoothly and that we smoothly. In case of an emergency, office staff will notify parents immediately. We practice storm and fire drills monthly. Each classroom has a first aid kit that stays stocked at all times. We, as teachers, make sure the classrooms are kept safe at all times. Each classroom has a plan of action and a picture of the escape route for each kind of emergency posted on the wall by the door. Our classroom binder has each child's information in it, along with contact numbers, any allergies, anything like that. We have it all in our binder. In case of any emergencies. And we have an emergency bag that also stays stocked at all times to grab and take with us. And we actually take that bag with us anytime that we are outside the classroom. Bathroom time, lunch, recess, anytime that we are not in the classroom, we have an emergency bag that we have to take with us. And then consequences. Our students are given many chances to make the right choices. If we have a child that is having a hard time, we may put them aside and try to talk to them and see what the issues may be. We have different kinds of breathing techniques to try with the kids if they are upset and they're needing help to calm down. Our favorite is the balloon method. They get to take breaths in to blow up the balloon, and then we release to let the balloon out. We have a calm down corner if the child needs a few minutes to be by themselves. There's also a bunch of sensory type toys in there. We try to talk about our emotions and what we should do if we're feeling upset or angry. And if we are having a hard time playing well with others, we may offer something else for the child to do by themselves until they are ready to try again. Then we got our resources. This is just a list of helpful websites for critical thinking and problem solving. I have a few websites there that have things that could help with that. Digital literacies, I got some websites for that. Communication and collaboration, creativity, digital citizenship. I have a lot of great resources on there for that. Some recommended educational sites. Brain Pop Junior is great for science, math, art, social studies. This site has videos to learn with assessments, activities, fun jokes, vocab learning, and more. Then there's the Crayon Club app. It's a safe, fun, and creativity sparking coloring app designed for children that are 2 to 6. You can get that on the iOS and the Android. It turns screen time into a mess-free arts and crafts sessions. Lots of coloring. There's Paw Patrol or other themes, and there's tools like crayons, glitter, and stickers. So that's a lot of fun for the kids. Things that you can work on at home with your children if you feel they need extra help. Puzzles are great for using their fine motor skills and cognitive skills. Stringing beads are great for fine motor skills. Um, for creative art, letting the kids use whatever materials that you have laying around the house to create whatever they want. Play-Doh, hole punching paper, and cutting straws are also great fine motor skills. Color sorting games or memory games helps with cognitive skills. Playing with others, learning to share toys and interact is great social skills. Reading with your child and showing them to the print and letter matching games help with literacy skills. And walking straight lines, balancing on one foot, jumping, throwing a ball are great gross motor skills that they would need. We got one more. Game reviews. On pbs.org, I got to play a few games. There's one called Fuzzy Town Freestyle, which is a game about skateboarding. You get to do cool tricks on the skateboard while you're trying to scoop up these tiny pizzas. At the end of the game, you get to use your tiny pizzas to get new gear for your skateboard or for you. Each time you are skateboarding, you meet a new friend, and basically you are helping them with something and being helpful. So there's some details on that. It's very bright colored and very detailed. I think that's a game that all kids would love. There's another game I played. It was Elevator Antics. I didn't care for that one too much, and probably not for preschoolers. You had to make your way through the levels on an elevator to find the oddities, and you had to zap them to capture them. One elevator would go 2 floors at a time, so you had to learn to count by twos. The other elevator would change, or maybe single floors, maybe 3 or 5 floors at a time, and you'd have to learn to count by threes or fives. So this was not so much for preschool age, but if you had older kids, I think that would be more fun for them. And that, I think, is it. I hope you enjoyed my PLN, and I hope you have a great day. See you later.